What's going on, guys? This is your channel TFD back at it again with breaking news straight off the press. Now, we kinda saw this coming earlier, but it's official. Caitlin Clark has confirmed she's out for the season. So the big question now is, what's next? That's where we've got to pick up the pieces and figure out the game plan. Well, guys, I've been covering this long enough that you start to just know when things are coming. And honestly, I hate that I'm right, but I was. Caitlin Clark has officially been ruled out for the rest of the WNBA season. And I can only imagine what social media is going to look like by tomorrow morning. So you better believe I'll have a follow-up video ready, because Caitlin Clark fans, and I mean Fever fans too, though at this point, so many of us, including myself, have seriously lost faith in the leadership, management, and coaching over there. I gotta be real with you. I don't have many good things to say about the Fever organization right now. I firmly believe they knew this was coming and simply didn't want to tell anybody. And that's the frustrating part, bro. It's the secrecy, the lack of transparency, and the way it leaves the fans in the dark. If you want, I can also make a more high-energy, slightly dramatic version that's tailor-made for YouTube engagement and viewer retention. It would really hit harder with your audience. Do you want me to do that? She went online and made her statement, and I gotta say, it's a lot to unpack. I dropped a video earlier today breaking down all the details, what's been going on behind the scenes, and why I felt like the front office wasn't giving us the full story on CC. I called it out earlier, and now, it's all coming together. Word is, Scott Agan is gonna drop a video pretty much confirming she won't be coming back this season. And you have to ask yourself, why the delay? Why string us along? This right here is proof that we, the fans, have power. We call it out, we start the conversation, and we get results. This is the second day in a row I've made a video holding the front office accountable. And boom, we finally get answers. All we ever wanted was transparency, bro. And now we finally got it. Here's what Caitlin Clark just said moments ago. Let's pull it up. The Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has officially been ruled out for the rest of the 2025 season due to injuries. She announced it herself on social media Thursday. Clark, the #1 overall pick in 2024, was limited to just 13 games this year. She hasn't played since July 15th, when she went down with a right groin injury late in the Fever's win over the Connecticut Sun. Here's part of her statement. I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I've spent hours in the gym every single day with the goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't even a big enough word to describe how I'm feeling. Now, before that injury, Clark had already missed time this season dealing with a left quad issue and another groin injury. And according to ESPN, she also suffered a bone bruise in her left ankle during a workout in August. And here's where everything really went sideways. The Fever didn't bother telling anybody about that. It wasn't until almost 2 weeks later that the news finally leaked. And at that point, fans were just left confused like, what is going on here? So here we are. Caitlin Clark is done for the season. She put out multiple statements on this, but either way you look at it, it's official, it's over. And it raises big questions, not just about her future, but about the way the Fever's front office handled this entire situation. Caitlin Clark just released a statement, and here's what she had to say. I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back through all the uncertainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there is good. The way the fans continued to show up for me, and for the Fever, brought me so much joy and important perspective. I am so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs, Blackheart. Guys, this is really unfortunate. Caitlin Clark will not be returning to the court for the 2025 season. Let's take a moment to lift up the Clark family and all the players. But let's be real, this could have been handled differently. I told y'all, calling out the organization forced their hand. They had to say something because the videos kept coming out. The front office was not transparent at all with what was going on, leaving us completely in the dark about Caitlin's situation. This is really disappointing. And I just want to say, I'm sorry to everybody who wanted to see Caitlin back on the floor. I know it's nothing I can do at this point, but man, I am just so frustrated and honestly pissed about how this whole situation went down. Just a little bit of fan reaction coming in, guys. Get well, GOAT. That's the Clark report showing love. The official WNBA even put up some orange hearts. Miss Finn, somebody who follows me on Twitter and here on the channel, wrote, "Thank you for all the great memories this season. We love you, little sis. Stay strong, get healthy. The W needs you." Heartbreaks added, "Thanks for the update. I know you want to be on the court even more than we want you to be on the court. We'll wait for you to come back next year." Andy Fell chimed in too. "Thanks for telling us you won't be playing. And thanks for the autograph. That's pretty cool. Didn't even know Andy snagged an autograph from CC." Another fan wrote, "Thanks for everything, Caitlin. Sorry about how the year turned out, but I believe this will only make you stronger moving forward. Guys, it's rough. It's rough. Everybody's hurting right now. But the love and support is pouring in heavy. Fans are proud of her, and the message is clear. Get healthy, we'll be here waiting." Now, of course, with news this big, the haters will start coming out too. You know it's gonna happen. The Paige Beckers fans, the Angel Reese fans, they'll have something to say. And we're already seeing parody accounts like LeBron Kitus posting stuff like, "Nope, I won't be watching the WNBA for the rest of the season." It's a lot to take in. It's not what we wanted to hear. It's not the update we were hoping for. But the support outweighs everything right now. The fans are behind Caitlin Clark, 100%. Here we are, guys. This is exactly what we suspected. Like I said, I had a conversation with another creator from our community last night, and we both agreed. Our opinion was that this had been known for weeks. The organization just didn't want to put it out there. Now, whether that's true or not, I can't say for sure, but that's our speculation. They wanted fans to keep tuning in. The WNBA wanted fans to keep tuning in. And now, well, here we are. Honestly, I don't think she was ever coming back this season. From the moment the ankle injury came up, I was like, yeah, this isn't looking good. I had doubts even before that, but when that hit, it sealed it. What really threw us, though, was seeing her out there kicking a soccer ball. I even made a video saying, okay, she's got to be close if she can do that. But little did we know, that ankle injury was coming out of nowhere. Man, this sucks. I was so hyped coming into this season. Couldn't wait. And then this? Brutal. I will say, Sophie Cunningham did step up after Caitlin went out. Her game definitely leveled up, and she gave us some good memories this year. No doubt about it. But yeah, there's going to be a flood of videos tomorrow. Tons of reaction. Tons of speculation. Big questions, like will the coach even be back? That's it for now, guys. Peace, I'm out. Until next time, thanks for watching the show. Let me check and see if Stephanie White actually released something.
Go more testing since you guys got back. What was the reason that she got good after the year?
Yeah, she looked really good heading into LA, and then when we traveled from LA to wherever it was we went next, her knee just swelled up, and we have not been able to get the swelling reduced. And I think again, like long-term decision, just probably not going to be ready by the time the end of the season, and definitely not going to be ready by the time the end of the season. Just didn't get any relief trying to rehab it while we were in Golden State and Phoenix.
What did you see from Bree in preseason that makes you excited to have her back?
Well, number one, her length and her athleticism. She gives us size and length on the perimeter, gives us another perimeter defender. With O'Shea and Kels, that makes us a little bit small. Her ability to be kind of like a 3-and-D player for us as she continues to develop in this league. And she's been around through hardship contracts at various places, so she's been in different systems, and she's gotten experience in practices, and so the ability to bring her back in, and she's got familiarity with us as well, so it worked.
Steph, most of the women on this team have been in a playoff chase like this at some point. How does that make it maybe a little easier to compartmentalize this weekend and go, okay, we know we got to have it now?
Yeah, I think that the highest priority thing for us is being where our feet are. It's we control what we can control, and that's preparing today for Chicago and coming out ready to go tomorrow. They've been in this situation, they understand what it takes, and oftentimes we talk about there's no substitute for experience, and most of the players on this roster have been through that now, and so understanding the sense of urgency that it's going to take.
You mentioned Chloe not having enough time. Does Caitlin now have enough time?
Yeah, we really want to use this West Coast trip to evaluate. We're going to sit down after practice today and hopefully have a direction soon.
Do you anticipate you guys would decide and maybe even say something publicly between now and Tuesday, just given the...
Yeah, I think that's the hope. We knew that we had a stretch over the weekend to really see where we are, and the hope is to sit down and have an answer one way or another. Yeah.
What's the furthest she's gone to this point?
What do do you mean the furthest she's gone?
How much has she been able to get accomplished?
She hasn't been able to do a whole lot of contact. So she's been able to get up and down 5-on-0, been able to get shooting, but hasn't been able to get a whole lot of contact.
Injuries have been the story of the season, but you have 3 starters that have played and started every game, plus Lexi. How have those 4 players kind of been the stabilizing rock of the team?
Yeah, they really have. I mean, those guys, they have the experience. They've played together now, and they think about Kels and Lexi and AB having played a season, and almost 2, 3 together, and then Tosh coming in, being a vet that she is. They've really held this group together, and they've been able to play with all different kinds of lineups and all different kinds of players, and they've got to continue to take it to another level. We don't want or need anybody to play outside of themselves necessarily, but understanding how to communicate and bring some of these new players along who haven't been in our system for very long is important, and they've been great leaders in that way.
Just seeing, it feels like you guys keep taking hit after hit, even Meg and Keith. I mean, does it feel like nothing at this point I don't want to say nothing would surprise you, but is it one of those situations where you're just like...
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I've never been a part of anything like this, not collectively all in one season. I guess expect the unexpected. But again, I'm really just proud of this group for their ability to stay resilient, their ability to stay together and to continue to fight and claw and, put ourselves in this position where we are in the playoff hunt.
Natasha mentioned after the Golden State game that you said in the locker room, every game from now on is a playoff game. Just how are you trying to bring that mentality in for this final stretch and ahead of the playoffs?
Yeah, I think everything we do, from our preparation and what we're doing in practice and in film, there's got to be a heightened sense of urgency. We can't afford to have slow starts. We can't afford to have, give big runs, in games. And there's got to be a heightened sense of urgency and detail in everything that we do. And, talent is one thing, athleticism is one thing, discipline is another. And we've got to be able to control our discipline in certain ways. And we've got to be able to control our mentality and preparation. I thought we had a really good day today, and we need to carry that over.
Earlier, you talked a big picture about the Sports Performance Center. From a micro standpoint, what are little things maybe that has you excited about when that comes to be in a couple years? Yeah,
I think first and foremost, just having things that are catered to female athletes. It's from everything that we have to from the medical standpoint to the rehab, prehab, recovery, to having childcare, there as well. Everything that's catered toward female athletes. The salon that's going to be in there as well. These are the best players in the world, and this is the best league in the world. And for them to be treated now like professionals in a way that players in the W haven't been, and to have a dedicated space for the Indiana Fever. We're not having to see if the gym is being used by anything else, and to be able to have a place where they can not just train but relax. They can spend time. They can get everything done that they need to pre and post practice. It's incredible, and I just continue to thank the Simon family and our partners for allowing us to have this opportunity, for seeing the vision of the WNBA and women's sports and continuing to lead by example.
What has negatively impacted Michaela's availability to get on the court? What have went into those decisions?
Yeah, I think experience right now at this time of year. When you're playing now with different people in the lineup, people that you haven't played with all year, players who bring different assets to the table, not having that experience in these moments, where Bree Turner's had the experience in the moments, and she's been really good for us and really active in the defensive end.
When you talked about the importance of discipline and just that mental fortitude, how difficult has that been, or can that be, just when you have players in and out of the lineup, to really have the team individually and collectively hold really true to that?
I think at times it can be difficult, and I think more so being difficult in trying to do too much. Whether it's we've missed a coverage, so I'm trying to overhelp to try to make up for that and not staying true to what I'm supposed to do, or a miscommunication, or assuming that one of the new players automatically knows our terminology instead of repeating it multiple times. It's really scaling back in terms of how we bring clarity, and sometimes if there's not, or if there's a breakdown, we've got players that are trying so hard to make up for that breakdown that it causes another one. And we got to put first things first. We got to be where we're supposed to be first. We've got to communicate clearly what we're supposed to do first, and then we can respond to what happens